I can't do this video, Caleb. I gotta choose a different video to do for this.
No, you don't.
I can't do this, Caleb.
Get it? He went missing. Thanks for clearing that up for me.
Quinton, don't quit now. Don't go from Quinton to Quinton.
Get it? That's the best joke we've made this whole stream, Caleb.
Quinton, we can't make this video.
Caleb, I can't acknowledge the fact that this was supposed to be a childhood trauma video. I can't
Quinton,
do it.
this is an adult life trauma video.
This was supposed to be fun. No. Not just fun. This was supposed to be simple, easy. All I was gonna do is I was gonna jump on the bandwagon of some other popular internet YouTube reviewer. I was gonna talk about some random things that kind of freaked me out when I was a kid, perhaps even traumatized me. And I was gonna try and market to that Nickelodeon nostalgia that seems to do so well in the algorithm. But in doing this character study of myself from the past, and viewing just one of the things that was on my childhood trauma list, I've come to two very important conclusions. Number one is, I don't got a lot of good childhood trauma stories. Number two is, my childhood wasn't as good as I pretended it was. Not in like a personal fashion, I mean in like a media fashion. We had 2000s kids, we 90s kids, we get all stuck up our own asses about the fact that TV was good when I watched it. Yes, it was. But that's because we sort of force ourselves to forget 90% of the shows that were on the air when we were kids. And indeed, my childhood was sort of a lighthouse to underachieving, unremarkable TV shows that no one remembers because that's for the best. Why did we let All Grown Up be a thing? I'm gonna rewind there, really blow some minds with this one. Why did we let Rugrats be a thing? Okay? Who did that serve? What did it accomplish? Did it even have goals? Can you really look me in the face right now and tell me that there were a significant amount of people that worked on Rugrats that didn't secretly want to go home to their 2x4 apartments and hang themselves? At least you can say that Rugrats had elements that only Rugrats had. But then, somebody walked into a room filled with Nickelodeon executives and they said, hey, you know that show about babies having imaginary baby adventures? Well, what if we take that show and we take out every word that I just said? And Mr. Viacom was like, hell yeah, man, that'll print lots of motherfucking money. Teenagers. No. Tweenagers. Who did they serve? What did they try to accomplish? Did they even have goals? This was the perfect sequel. Hey kids, is it currently 2003? If it is, then you're in luck, because All Grown Up is specifically meant for you and no one else. Who could forget that famous Yu-Gi-Oh! Parody episode? God knows, it's the only one I remember. But hold on, Mr. Viewer, because I just remembered another episode from the show All Grown Up, which I also saw when I was a kid. And it's, all I remember about it is I kept thinking to myself while watching it, you know, it's surprising that they would let me watch this as a kid. And now, as an adult, 12 years later, I get to think to myself, you know, it's surprising that I would hate myself so much that I would force myself to watch this as an adult.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Good shit. Good shit.
Every birthday, my mom and dad would say, you're another year older, another year wiser.
But I still go to school to get an education, living each and every day like I'm ready for formation.
All grown up, I really want to shout it out. All grown up, I want the world
People tell me I look 40, well now I feel 40. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna have Alzheimer's. Exposition shot of a swing, cause swings are scary and important to the story. Oh look, it's one of the supposed twins. I think it's Lil. I wouldn't know though, cause I don't give a shit. Lil, as in I'm a little bit close to pulling this fucking trigger. So Lil is getting telephoned by a mysterious stranger that knows where she is, her name, and what she's doing. Get it? It's Scream. It's a reference to a thing that's not a kid's movie. Lil gets freaked out and locks all her doors and windows, except for the doggy door, and he gets in that way. And uh-oh, that's the twist. It's not a good movie.
Lame, party of one, your table's ready. This horror movie thing is a bust.
Oh no! The Scream recreation where I changed all of the names to our real names, it didn't turn out great. Because one scene had one blooper. That's when it started being bad. I'm a little envious for Timmy right here, to be honest, because he saw the first scene to a bad movie and then he had the willpower to turn it off. What I like about the Rugrats franchise is that when they were babies, they had more character than when they were adults. Like Tommy used to be sort of the natural leader who always was trying to get everyone out of these situations, and now he's a filmmaker because artist is the only occupation that the industry ever feels comfortable portraying. Maybe Timmy wants to be an electrical engineer. Maybe that's the thing that will actually make him happy based off of his interests as a character. And that's Phil. Phil, as in I'm Phil, a bit closer to still pulling this fucking... Phil and Lil are fraternal twins, or as I like to call them, liars. Fraternal twins are not real twins. A twin happens when a single organism in the womb splits into two different people with the exact same genetic makeup. Meanwhile, a fraternal twin happens when both of the ovaries are fertilized at the same moment by two completely different sperm. Fraternal twins really are nothing more than ordinary siblings who happen to have been born at the exact same time. A twin is a miracle, a fraternal twin is a coincidence.
I refuse to come home until I find at least one thing I'm good at.
That's Chucky. Trivia fact time. Chucky is actually short for Chuck this movie. I want to chuck and die. Then there's the rest of them. Their character traits are, who fucking cares? None of this matters. Does it really answer? Ask me if it matters. Because you know what? It doesn't. In 2,000 years, a meteor's going to crash into Earth. We won't have made alien contact by then, so our entire civilization will be wiped off the map, and our purposeful cataloging will have served no purpose. So really, we're sitting here just wasting our time waiting for that to happen every day. We could just speed up the process! Angelica's mom had plastic surgery, and the other adults make fun of her for this behind her back. If you're wondering what the joke here is, the joke is that everyone in this show used to be young, and now they're old. They're trying to really make you recognize your own mortality. We all become dust in the wind at some point. The team are going to a summer camp for a week, apparently because this summer camp specifically is going to be putting on a play in like 2 days, which I think Charlie Brown had more time to put on a play than that. Everyone seems to act like this is the most exciting idea of all time, when in reality, no one in their right mind would ever be excited to star in a summer camp school play. So they all get their scripts for the audition and they start reading through them, and eventually it turns out that the script is based on a true story, as is explained to them by the creepy camp kid. Oh boy, there's just a teenager that just lives on the camp and no one knows where he came from. You always want those. So apparently, in the late 1800s, a group of settlers from an alternate universe where slavery didn't happen traveled west to find new land for a new civilization. But then 3 of them sort of fucked off to find supplies. They never returned, so they all died. We sure have a lot of details about this story, where every single person in the story who could have possibly told the story to anyone died mysteriously during the story. Hey ladies and gentlemen, guess what? It's time for some Rugrats trivia facts about this episode. Some good old trivia facts straight from the Rugrats Wiki. Okay, let's go. The characters are in their Season 1 designs, but have their Season 2 to 5 colors. This episode marks the first time Kimmy's belly button is seen. It is an innie. This is the second time Chucky wears a flannel shirt. The first was in River Rats, where it was purple. Here, it's blue. Have you noticed that the girls who are children, they're just designed like the adults, but they're smaller. So from low angles, they all look the same age.
Oh my god, you're right. Oh god.
So Timmy thinks this whole haunted thing, about the forest being haunted, he thinks it's all hocus pocus, but then one night, a horse carriage passes by, like from the story, and he's spooked. Oh no, there's not an axe murderer in here! So Timmy and all the other cast members who aren't totally cringy decide that they have to get to the bottom of this mystery. So they quit the play because it sucks. Then they start interviewing the eccentric locals about the mystery. One old woman gives them the iconic quote, "Got no brains or nothing." To this day, no one knows what the fuck she was talking about.
Every full moon, we call it the zombie moon, their spirits are said to haunt the grounds, sucking out the brains of innocent campers.
You see, this is the part where it's almost creepy. It's almost like a really shitty creepypasta, but it's getting to like the lowest level of creepy that you could possibly achieve. But then they keep fucking it up. Like for some reason, when deciding how to describe these ghosts, they chose to use the word zombie. So they say, people keep coming back as zombies. No, they don't. That's dumb. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up! Hey guys, you know that cartoon we've been working on? The one about the zombies? I have an idea. Let's name it after that movie about vampires. I like that they're illustrating a summer camp for kids, but so few of the kids are interested that almost all the cast is adults now. Caleb,
Where'd he come from?
the guy? I don't know who that is.
Who is that guy?
Who is the guy? Who is he the parent of? So the kids sneak away to try and solve this mystery, but then they're stopped by 3 of the adults, who reveal that they in fact are wanting to be in on the mystery, solving the mystery, that is, finding the hot springs / treasure / dead bodies. If you've been paying attention and you aren't a dumb adult in this cartoon, you would know that it's just the dead bodies. Really what this episode is, it's the Goonies, but they're chaperoned, and there's no treasure, no ship, just dead bodies. So they keep walking until eventually they find the key location in the mystery, which is the Old Man on the Mountain. If you don't know what the Old Man on the Mountain is, it was essentially a rock formation which from the side resembled the face of a man. Fun fact, a few weeks after this episode aired, the Old Man on the Mountain killed himself.
I'm gonna go ahead and fire myself now.
Good call.
What? That was not his fault.
Lots of stuff.
Quinton, this kid was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and fire myself for you tripping. And then he was like, yeah, you're a fucking dick.
While all this is going on, the rest of the cast are trying to put on their equally cursed play, and it's not fun for them or me.
After the owl, anyone mind if I bring my cow? California or bust?
You see, this is weird because, stick with me here, the joke seems to be that this isn't good. But at the same time, that might be the reason that it isn't very good. Caleb, I want to kill myself. Did this traumatize me because it was the first time where I contemplated suicide?
Did this traumatize you because this is the first time you realized that media could be bad? What?
Caleb, I want to die. Caleb, I want to die. This is embarrassing, Caleb. I can't...
If my parents were to come down here right now, I'd seriously close tab and pull my pants off.
So they go to the whole mysterious head sphinx thing, but along the way, Stu somehow just goes missing. So now they gotta look for him, and then all the adults just go missing. It's weird how stuff just falls into line.
Didn't they have cell phones at this time?
We have to find it before it's too late.
That's not a thing you're allowed to point out, Caleb. So then the musical is still happening, and Susie gets her own solo. And this is where I totally get lost. The show totally loses me, because suddenly they start acting like this is the good part. And now I'm the only person in the general area who isn't having fun.
Did you bow mid-performance? Are you turning upstage?
Chucky goes up a tree, then he comes down the tree, finds a secret hidden diary. It's the diary of one of the last settlers that froze to death because the other 3 were lost. Timmy says that they have to film everything, and then Timmy says that he's gotten out of control and he's caused people to disappear and he doesn't like it, so he tries to destroy the footage, but Lil then says that Timmy has to film everything, and Timmy says, "You're right."
I'm gonna walk into that cave. I'm not good at anything. So the one thing I'll be good at is fucking killing myself.
Chucky's like, "I'm gonna investigate this tree," and then he falls into it. Everything from this point forwards is just in Chucky's head while he has a death coma. The rest of the team, they jump into the tree, and apparently that leads to a mine shaft, and they start investigating. Then the kid who lives on the campus, he turns around, he's got Satan eyes. But no one reacts to that like a real person would. They all just make jokes about it. Turns back around, and then he doesn't have Satan eyes, and everything's chippy-dory. Then they find a mine cart that's blocking off one of the mine shafts. Lucky for them, Satan Kid turns back into Satan Kid and he moves it. So they go into the cave and guess what they find? I'll tell you what they find. Dead bodies. Oh boy, that's good. How exciting! Listen to that playful music. We found a bunch of whimsical dead bodies. So the parents are also in the dead body mine shaft cavity thing. And it turns out that this whole thing has been underneath the campgrounds basically the whole time. And that's why people keep going missing, because they fall into the mine shaft and then die a slow, horrible death. How entertaining. It turns out that the bodies that we've seen in the mine shaft, those are the settlers. They found the treasure, like I said, dead bodies. Excuse me, I have a question. If the pioneers to this land, if they died in the mine shaft and didn't get found until just now, who built the mine shaft? So they open the book and a photograph falls out from the 1800s voyage. And guess what? Weird, creepy Satan Kid who lives on campus, he was one of the dead settlers. And he feels really awkward that they found this out and he leaves.
My horror movie is genius! I've got real-life skeletons on tape, and a ghost!
Good news, everyone! My movie is saved. You know why? Dead bodies. I filmed dead bodies. I found some dead bodies. I filmed the shit out of them. And now it's a good movie, because guess what? Real dead bodies. You have no idea how much the fact that we found all these dead bodies, it makes me so excited. Let us release this movie to the public without reporting any of the proper authorities, because let me tell you, my movie's gonna get the huge scoop, the huge dump on all these dead bodies that we found in the ground. It's
Ghosts gone, curse lifted. Thanks to Chucky.
We ended the curse by figuring out where the dead bodies were, solving the mystery, and then just leaving them in the coal mine to never be put to rest.
I think I finally found something I'm good at.
So they get back to the play, they hijack it, do this whole ad-lib bit about the fact that the settlers died a horrible, cold, slow death, and then they just go home and they watch the movie that they made, you know, like you would after an adventure like that. But then the ghost possesses the movie and makes an after the credits scene.
Don't never got no brain or nothing.
Man, that was much scarier in my head. When I was a kid, I remember it being like he was like crucified in the trees, like all the branches like wrapped around his arms, slumped over like a dead body, decaying and deformed. And then he looks up and acknowledges the audience. Man, that was creepy shit in my head. I don't remember him just standing in spot and doing 2 frames to the Thriller dance. That's much less scary than I remember it being. All right, let's be real. No one making this gave a shit. All right, the writers didn't give a shit. The animators didn't give a shit. The characters don't give a shit. And I don't give a shit. Except I kind of do. I made a lot of jokes about suicide today. I want to make it clear that you should never ever consider something like that because it's very hard to clean up after the fact. But the reason that I've been doing this is that directly after finishing this 2-parter, I had this very sudden rush of emotion, which I've never really felt before. It was this strange, like, passive feeling. It wasn't depression. It was a lack of anything that could lead to depression or get me out of depression. All my feelings had evaporated from my brain. And I just had this thought that if God were to reach down and put a piece of paper in front of my face that said, "Are you ready to embrace the dark, cold lack of an afterlife?" Yes. Big old check. Let's go, big guy. Let's go! Why did I do this? Who did it serve? What did I accomplish? Do I even have goals? I watched this two-parter 3 times in 15 years. That's 7 times too many. I purposefully relived the worst afternoon of my entire childhood. And why? 'Cause some horse fucker made a dumbass video series about the fact that he didn't like this slime monster. Hey, horse fucker. Look at me, horse fucker. No one gives a shit about you or your fucking slime monster. Okay? You can take your fucking slime monster, you can pack it all up and go home. You can keep that to yourself. Stop ruining everyone else's lives and intervening where you shouldn't be, horse fucker. Anyways, here's my top 5 traumatizing childhood memories. Number 5, there were never any good shows on. Alright, there were like 2 good Nickelodeon shows, maybe 3, and there was 1 or 2 good shows on Cartoon Network, but those didn't air until late into the day. So what you would do is, if none of those shows were on, you would just flip through the channels that you were allowed to flip through. And you would look for any show where the main character's lips weren't at the bottom of her chin. What the fuck was up with that show? Why were her lips at the bottom of her chin? I never watched it because, do you know why? Her lips, fun fact, bottom of the chin. Number 4, late in the game, but Fanboy and Chum Chum. Reoccurring nightmares. Number 3, the ultimate realization that I was supplementing entertainment from media with the actual entertainment that I could be having outside with the friends that I didn't have. Number 2, my 5th grade teacher's dick. Number 2, realizing that I would spend most of my adult life watching content from my childhood that was so bad that I was doing it only to entertain people who hated that content but didn't want to watch it again. Number 1, the hand tunnel from Labyrinth. Labyrinth was a horrifying film when I was a kid. Nowadays, it's just meaningless fluff and surrealism that was probably cool in the 80s. When I was a kid, it was just a movie about monsters coming and taking a woman's baby, and then she gets trapped in a hand tunnel that's like groping her and shit, and it's just a tunnel of hands. And that's like whimsical as an adult. It's like, it's so creative that they made that work. But as your kid, it's a tunnel made of hands that grab you. There is nothing whimsical about that when you're a kid. It's a tunnel of hands that grab you. Why would they show me that? Anyways, here's Caleb having a mental breakdown for 10 minutes.
I'm crying, Quinton. I didn't realize this before. I've been crying. Not from laughing. This brought me to actual tears. Tears of boredom, Quinton. What? Quinton, I want to go home. I'm in my house. I want to go home. Quinton, I'm still crying. This is the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, if not ever. Quinton.
Caleb, we can never talk about this again.
This show did not only miss opportunities. It looked at opportunities, showed them to you, said, wouldn't it be great if a TV show did this? And then it fucking burned them. And it just stared at you in the eyes the entire time it did it. Quinton, I'm still crying. I got tears on my pillow, dude. Quinton, did you hear the
Yeah, just like there was
Quinton, I think that was easily the worst 40 minutes of my life. And they went by so quickly. Quinton, 40 minutes of my life were gone. Quinton,
yeah.
I could die tomorrow. And the last movie I could have seen was all grown up Halloween special.
We have
Fuck
to.
you.
We have to.
Go fuck yourself.
We have to shake that off, Caleb.
Quinton, I ran half of a marathon once, and I have never been more physically and emotionally drained in my life up to this point.
I feel like you lost your tolerance for not good things.
Quinton, I love not good things. This was not a not good thing. This was so fucking milquetoast and just not caring. I always say it. The capital sin a movie can commit is being boring. Not only did this movie sin like a motherfucker, this movie was a goddamn Satanist. It made it its life. Quinton, there's no way we're not releasing this video. I don't care what you say. People need to experience this movie.
Caleb, no, they don't. That's the thing. If we didn't review this in a month, we would forget that it existed.
I'm not saying it goes on the main channel, even on the second channel. I'm saying that we create a channel called Quentin Reviews All Grown Up Halloween Special. And this is the only video.
That was the main one. That was the main one that I was gonna, like, seriously invest my time into, Caleb.
What?
I had...
Quentin,
I
you were a fucking pussy.
didn't think it was actually gonna be scary. I thought there was gonna be something to say about it. Because hand tunnel, Caleb. Hand tunnel.
I think I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to wake up tomorrow, and there's going to be one of two things that happen. You're going to go, hey, remember watching that thing last night? And I'm going to go, oh, fuck. Or I'm going to wake up after having a nightmare about having watched this. And I'll never forget it for the rest of my life. Because I've done that before. Quentin, children drown at 6 years old. There are people who have died. 17 people were killed by a bomb, and they didn't yesterday or the day before. The biggest non-nuclear bomb. They were innocent. And somehow the fuckers who made this are still walking this planet to this day. I may be laughing. This is the first time I've been legitimately angry after watching something with you. This is the first time I've ever watched something and went, there's even knowing that I watched it pirated on a website that also pirates things is too much money. It's too much time. Quentin, this made it to a test audience. And then it made it to corporate executives. No one stopped this. Quentin, someone wrote this. This is the first time I've ever been so angry that that I hurt. Quentin, I'm in physical pain. You know who I'm really mad at? I'm really mad at you right now.
Why?
You and your fucking pussy ass childhood.
I told you, I wasn't actually scared by any of it. I just, as a kid, I was like, why would you put that in a kid's show? And I figured as an adult I could like imitate that thought. But it's too stupid even for that. Even they couldn't even do that. They couldn't even let me say why'd they put this in a kid's show.
Quinton,
Yeah.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm hungry again.
Why? Why are you mad?
I ate an hour ago. My anger has boiled away everything in my stomach. I'm like physically stressed out while watching this. Like I didn't realize it. My muscles hurt. I was tense the entire time from fucking anger.
Why?
I'm so mad that someone made this. I'm so mad someone didn't say no. Someone didn't walk into work with a gun when...
Caleb.
I'm so angry. The more I think about it, the more anger I get.
Caleb, why are you angry though? What do you not like?
Quinton. Money that can feed children in Africa. Money that could have went to curing cancer just fucking gave me cancer.
That's not an argument.
Fuck you. Fuck yourself. You're a piece of shit.
Caleb, just tell me what you
I
didn't.
hate you.
Tell me what you didn't like about it. You gotta say something critical.
What the fuck can you criticize? What is there to say? No one gave a shit. Why do I still give a shit?
Alright, Caleb, how about we start here? List off all the things you liked.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Two Dudes Review. I thought of that name while watching All Grown Up Halloween special and wanted to fucking kill myself.
Oh God, Caleb.
Quinton, this has to be titled "The Video I Never Wanted." The video I never wanted you to see, and we're just gonna steal another Philip DeFranco.
Could you imagine Philip DeFranco next to characters from this movie?